Decker. First off, I want to ask everyone how they're doing. I want everyone to know that this is a very good chat for everybody to get some exposure, talk to people out here in our chat today. Got any questions for the players? Got any questions for me? Make sure to ask those in the chat. Let's get everybody involved. We answer all those questions. We'll ask coaches, things like that, everything. This week we've been really busy, so I want to thank everybody for the content that I've been able to put out, for appreciating it, things like that. We're going to be back with more live episodes like this, like we have today, trying to do some work with some other coaches and staffs and players. We talked to Grayson County, Callaway County, Russellville, things like that, all kinds of teams. So we're trying to get some more exposure for people, more exposure for ourselves. Things like this helps us too, getting involved with other communities, building our name out there more, etc. I want to go ahead and first, let's get into this pretty quickly and get these guys in here in a minute. But let's talk about our sponsorships for today's episode. You can see them formatted at the very bottom. We have a new list of sponsors. Some of the guys still returning, some new people here today. H&K Construction, that is Alan Keppel in Edmonson County, Kentucky. Alan does a great job. They do homes. They do homes at a quality price you can afford. That's one of our guys there. We got Grable Funeral Home. As you can see, you have the county listed. They are located in Brownsville, Kentucky, right as you exit the bridge, right to your right. Once you get off the bridge, passing Miss Amigos, right to your right. There they are. That is Roy Grable. Their slogan is dedicated to those we serve. So thank you, Grable, for coming back. They were one of our sponsors back a few weeks back. So Martin and Sons Plumbing. Martin and Sons Plumbing is a new gig we have going right now for us. I want to read off everything for them, give them their slogans, things like that. Brian Martin is the owner. A great way to contact them is 270-597-7866 or bmartinplumbing01@gmail.com. Next up is Alfred's Pharmacy. Alfred's Pharmacy is a local pharmacy located in Brownsville, Kentucky. Give you guys a little bit of info on Alfred's. Alfred's is a new sponsor as well. So thank Alfred's for coming out and being here. They have proudly been caring for patients since 2009. We strive to offer both professional and caring customer service experience that one would expect from a locally owned business. The staff at Alfred's is highly trained in reviewing medical records, dosages, and possible side effects or interactions. Having expertly trained employees has enabled our team to confidently dispense medications and answer questions related to prescriptions and medical needs. So that is Alfred's Pharmacy. Alfred's, thank you for sponsoring us. Kevin Alexander County Clerk. Kevin Alexander County Clerk is located across the road from the Bank of Edmonson County. Kevin, this is not the first time Kevin's sponsored. Kevin's one of our biggest fans, a great guy. He really gets involved with us. So thank you, Kevin, for all you do. Corey Colberth. Corey Colberth can do everything when it comes to insurance needs and insurance wants. He is located at Kentucky Farm Bureau across from the old Active Day in Brownsville when you're leaving, going more toward Cleveland. So Corey Colberth, thank you for sponsoring. You can see his number to contact him there in his email. Next is Lake Forest Recruiting and Braden's Blessings. Lake Forest Recruiting is excellent at recruiting and getting psychiatrists and nurse practitioners to help out clients, etc. They do the best job over there. So thank you, Lake Forest Recruiting, for sponsoring. Braden's Blessings. Braden's Blessings is a local charity for Braden Combs, who tragically lost his life in 2019. That is Allison and Jay Holland for both brands. Allison and Jay have did a phenomenal job with bringing exposure to charities, helping people out. They did a lot of things locally. So thank you, Braden's Blessings, for all you do. They're one of the best charities in the world. Tent Studios is a local tent studios place. They do tinting windows. They work on everything. They can do all your needs when it comes to tent, etc. That is Henry Menendez. Auto, residential, and commercial is their slogan there. They're located in Bowling Green on Porter Pike Road. Once again, I'll post more on sponsors so everybody gets the idea here in a few minutes. I'll be posting them on Facebook, Twitter, let all of our guys get their exposure and get their name out there more, because we have some phenomenal sponsors. I want to thank them, and obviously none of this would be possible without them. So I said it when the intro started. I want to invite all high school coaches, players, things like that, who want to come on here, talk a little bit, get some exposure, talk about their players, future schedule, plans for the season, things like that. Because I've said it before, I think we have one of the best states in the country for basketball. We have loaded rosters, loaded talents. I think this year's going to be really fun. Last year was great. I think this year's going to be really fun. We're going to see a lot of teams shine and strive. Might see some new faces in the state tournament, which will be fun. A lot of competition in regions. Today, we're going to be covering a Region 2 team, University Heights Academy in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Team we've never really covered before or talked much about, and I'm glad we can. One of their players, Elijah Walton, had reached out to me through a post on Twitter, and I got to talk to him and Coach Hayes, get to know them a little bit. So I'm going to welcome them into the stream right now, starting with Elijah and then Coach Hayes. Hey, guys, what's up? How are you guys been?
Good, good.
Doing good. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
No problem, man. Anytime, you guys are welcome back in the future, of course. So, for those that don't know, because we might have some people from other counties in here, tell me a little bit about University Heights Academy and what they do, what they offer, and talk about the sports team for basketball a little bit.
Yeah, University Heights Academy, located in Hopkinsville. We're in the 8th district. District pertains with Christian County High School, Hopkinsville High School, Heritage Christian, Fort Campbell, and then, of course, University Heights Academy. School was established in 1973. As you know, back in the 90s, they won the state tournament in 92, was won multiple Class A skate titles as well. So anyway, it's a school. It's kind of an independent private school there at Hopkinsville. Have a enroll with about 550, 600. I don't know exactly the numbers. K through 12. It's a college preparatory school. Academics are first and foremost, and of course, athletics. If you said you mentioned athletics, our volleyball team. We had a great volleyball season this year. And speaking of the sports this year, in every sport except softball, University Heights has won the district. And I tell you, that says a lot with the competition and the athletes here in our 8th district. So we're excited to be on the show. We appreciate the opportunity. University Heights is one school that certainly a lot of people forget about,
Yeah.
but it's a great school, great place, and we're just fortunate and blessed to be part of it.
Yeah. So I wrote you guys some questions, things I want to talk about on here. Elijah, for those in here, some coaches, things like that. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Get to know you as a player. Tell everyone about you.
Well, I'm in class of 2025. I'm a wing. I've been transitioning pretty much into a wing slash guard position for my team. I'm very athletic, versatile. I'm about 6'6", 6'5", 180. Um, I'm athletic. I can pass. I can shoot. I'm a three-level scorer, and I like to get my teammates involved a lot in my game too. I was call myself unselfish.
So, speak a little bit about recently you picked up your first offer from Lindsey Wilson. Speak a little bit on that, what it means to you, and the conversations you got to have with the coaches.
It means a lot to me. My coach, that's his alma mater. And Coach Stark, he was a great guy. I had a great day at the camp. Two great games. We picked up two big wins, and I had two good games. And he was telling me more that like he's been watching me, and he really wanted to see me in person, and basically that I proved to him that I was what he saw online and the clips and things of that nature.
That's good. That's really good. Coach, speak a little bit about your guys' summer ball experiences that you've been having, some of the camps, tournaments y'all been going to. How's the success been growing as a team?
It's been good. We lost 5 seniors from last year's team. And anytime you lose 5 seniors, that experience is something that you can't replace overnight. But
Yeah.
we have a core group coming back with us. We have Elijah, of course. Then we have Bryson Northington, Trey Bell. Then we have a junior. I'm telling you, Tyler George. And we have so many guys. Frank Pollard, who unfortunately got hurt at Lindsey Wilson on Friday. We have a newcomer coming, Keyshawn Brown, Keyshawn Moore. And then we have a couple of young guys, F.J. Thomas, Matt Flynn, Nash McAfee, who's going to be an 8th grader. You'll hear a lot about him in the future, as well as Cody Robertson. But we played a lot this past week. We played at the Sportsplex there in Hopkinsville. We played Monday and Wednesday there. Went to Todd County on Tuesday. And then Friday, we went to Lindsey Wilson. That's what Elijah was referring to. We ended up playing in Fleming County and Warren Central. The guy played well. Elijah joined us. He was on vacation. He came back on Wednesday and certainly made a difference.
Yeah.
His length, his athletic ability, his basketball IQ. He just brings a lot to the table. So we had a good summer. Had a good summer. Of course, I had my basketball camp there. There at Blazers Gym the 1st of June. So we have the gym open several nights a week at 7 o'clock. So, it's year round. Things have changed. AAU is ongoing. You just have to, it's 24/7. So we do our very best to have the opportunity for our players to play.
Yeah.
We lose the 5 seniors. Really, team chemistry is vital, because, they're learning new roles. Of course, Elijah, he's 6'5", but his best position is on the wing. So it's hard to put a 6'5" high school kid on the wing, but that's his strength. That's where we try to put him. And the way we play up and down the floor, we spread the floor a lot. That played to his strength. So we're looking forward to a good year. The summer's been good so far, and I'm proud of the guys that's been there and been committed.
That's awesome, Coach. And I'm really glad to cover this team a little bit, get to know them more. You talked about some of the newcomers and things. I think it's going to be a fun season for you all. Elijah, I want to go back to you for a minute. I want to ask you kind of that same question. Speak on your summer ball experiences, performances, and stuff, and speak on AAU too. I know you play for a really good AAU team, so speak on that.
AAU has been great. This is probably one of my best AAU experiences. This is my first year playing with Midwest on the Adidas circuit. And playing on Midwest Gold, I've been exposed to the 3SSB, and the gyms are filled with coaches. I mean, it's been great. I have a great coaching staff. I have a great director, Coach Fels and Coach Bernie. They pour a lot into us. They tell us, they're great coaches. They tell us what's wrong. They tell us how to fix it. They listen to our feedback. And then as far as recruiting and exposure, it's been great. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I want to ask you this, Coach. I don't know how much you can touch on this, but can you speak a little bit on your future schedule at all? Some opponents you guys might be playing, some places you might be traveling.
Yeah, obviously playing in the 8th district, you play both teams of Christian County, Hopkinsville, Heritage Christian. They have a good squad coming back. The 8th district is always tough. We do play Bowling Green this year. They come to our place. D.G. Sherrill was one of my assistant coaches there when I was coaching Hopkinsville early on before he went to Allen County Scottsville and he went to Bowling Green. So we play them. We will host Paducah Tillman. We'll play McCracken County twice. Of course, Henderson County, Madisonville. And just it's never easy schedule. And I know people get caught up, Joseph, in all the wins and losses. Of course, everybody wants to win, but at the end of the season, that matters. And we feel like a tough schedule will certainly make a difference. We are going to Henderson County, and they're playing. We have like a postseason. After Christmas, post Christmas shootout there in Henderson County on the 27th of December, I believe, and they always have a good turnout there. We don't really know who our competition is going to be, but those are tough places to play. Anytime you play on the road, it's tough, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
Yeah, so I want to take it back a little bit to the previous season. I'm going to go ahead and pull up y'all's records, games like that. Speak to me about last season and the impact some of those seniors made and things like that. And I know obviously you guys are humble, but you guys had a really solid season last year. You guys won 24. Y'all won 24-7. Speak on some games you guys had last year that you think really built y'all as a team. How district went, things like that.
Yeah, we have 5 seniors. Quentin Quarles, Gavin Groves, Kyler Baker, who signed with Lindsey Woods, and Gavin signed with Howland Community College out of Kansas. Yeah. Matt Hooray. You had certainly Debbie Cherry. We had some guys there that certainly made a difference in us. But we started off pretty good. Started at home with, I think, Murray, I believe, started out the game. Then McCracken got us at their place. And then we went to Las Vegas. We played in the Jerry Tarkanian Classic. Played well. We won 3 out of 4 there. A team out of Pasadena, California beat us. They defeated us. I think it's 6, 7, 8. I can't remember, but we had several guys that were sick. Elijah was one of those guys that were sick. We had several guys had the flu. We had to take one to the ER to get fluids, but never more. Certainly no excuses. We were sick, but they beat us, and they ended up winning the whole thing. But we were 3-4. And I believe, Joseph, during that time, I felt like as a team we turned the corner because it takes several games to get acclimated. I'm the new coach. I got 5 seniors, and it seemed like we turned the corner there. Started playing well. Then we did pretty well. Then we got up to the Class A finals. Then we ran into Lyon County, and we played horrible. Of course, they had something to do with that. Their defense. They've been playing together a while. We give them credit. Certainly not taking anything from them. Then we got back on the road again. Then playing well. Like I said, played Paducah. Played Madisonville, played Christian County twice, played actually 3 times. Then we played Hopkinsville twice. Then we won our district. We went to triple overtime with Christian County in the championship game of the district. That was certainly one of the highlight games of our players' careers. Ended up winning the district there. That's always tough. Then we played in the regional tournament, played Caldwell, beat them. Then we turned around and played Henderson County, shot 23%. Had 15 turnovers, 1 for 12 from 3-point line. Just one of those days where the ball wasn't bouncing. We certainly don't want to take anything away from Henderson County. Just you have those games, and it was on the bad time and a bad day. And I feel like we had a great season. All my seniors done a good job. Elijah's the last 2 months of the season, he really upped his game. We have a weightlifting class in our school, and these guys, Elijah, I can tell he got stronger from in the season till now because he's been lifting weights and working hard. But we feel like having good fan support, good community support, and it was a great season. Unfortunately, there's only one team that can smile at the end of the season, and that's the team that wins it all. Yeah. But looking back, reflecting back, we had a great season. These guys, I think they achieved a lot, overachieved. I can't say they're overachievers because they're such good people, work hard. But I thought we had a great year.
Yeah. So we spoke to Elijah a little bit, let him explain himself as a player, let people know him. But, Coach, I want to hear from you. You get to spend a lot more time with Elijah. Speak to me about Elijah, what he brings to this team, not just as a player, but as a leader, a person, locker room guy, things like that.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question. A lot of people just look at a person after athletic ability and things of that nature. But first of all, Elijah has good character. And I will say this, even if he wasn't on camera right now, I tell you, he has good character, very respectful. He's a competitor now. He'll go to war with you. He's committed. He stays early and practice, comes early, and then leave late. He asks questions. He gives feedback. His basketball IQ is very mature for a player of his age. He has good support from his mom. His family got good support. That means a lot as well. He makes good grades. He has about a 3.8. He's already taken some college courses in high school. He done a good job this summer with the younger guys. Like I said, I had an 8th grader and 3 freshmen. Yeah. And I could tell he was coaching, mentoring those guys during our summer. And that means a lot to those guys. Those guys coming in, the physicality is much different. The pace of the game is much different. But Elijah and these other guys, just calm down, just relax, just play hard, play aggressive, play defense. And they did it in a tone, in a voice that was receptive to the younger guy. That means a lot. His leadership. His basketball IQ, he does a good job of knowing what the next play is going to be offensively, defensively. He averaged 12 points, he averaged 8 rebounds this past year, but a lot of people don't realize he may not be able to grab the rebound every time, but if he can't get to it, he'll tap it to one of the other players. And that's intelligent for a guy to do that. He's left-handed, but he also could go right. He's 6'5", but his wingspan is much greater than that. So we kind of laugh at him a little bit because he's like, you may not remember this, but it's Stretch Armstrong. So like his arm just kind of grows as he goes towards the basket. Yeah. Such a fine young man. He very focused on academics and then basketball second, but he spends a lot of time, AAU, puts a lot of resources into that. And time and mom, certainly family done a good job of supporting him and helping him. And, and the people at UHA, we're a close-knit community, close-knit school. But Elijah's special. He'll have a legacy there at University Heights Academy. He just, as you begin to, more time to spend with these players, you kind of, you begin to love these guys and you kind of take care of them and you kind of, put them on your wing. And he's been a pleasure to be around, to coach. I'm just looking for great things. I know Lindsey Wilson has offered him, but whoever is not offering him at this time, I'll just be honest, they're missing out because I see him every day. Yeah, I know his strength, I know his weaknesses, I know what he's capable of doing. But I will say that his best basketball is ahead of him because he's still I mean, he's still young, but Elijah is a good player to have on your team.
Yeah. Elijah, I want to ask you this. Have you had any other colleges, kind of speak to you, reach out to you, talk to you, about interest, maybe an offer in the future, things like that?
I've talked to Denison College. I've talked to multiple other colleges too. Like, as far as offering, I haven't got that far with them, but as far as speaking with, I've talked to Denison College, Tennessee Tech in the past, Lipscomb, Trevecca, and some more colleges too.
Oh yeah, those are some good colleges. I like the ones you named. I want to ask you guys both this question because, like I said, a lot of our viewership maintains in the third, fourth region, so we're spreading out, wanting to get more coverage with other places. Speak on the community you guys have. You guys have a really strong community that supports the players, supports the team, comes out to games, things like that. I want both of you all to answer this.
Oh yeah, we have good support. Anytime that we play in a district game, it's a sellout. We have to sell advance tickets. Our gym doesn't hold a whole lot, but Hopkinsville High School, Christian County, they hold probably 4,500. They would fill the gym up. I mean, sometimes the people check out of school early, and we sell advance tickets. We have to, and we have to close the doors a lot because of the support that we get from not only from our local fans, but there are people in Hopkinsville, we have people that go to University Heights, akin to people that go to Christian County, Hopkinsville. Just one big close unity. They love basketball. They love their basketball. I mean, it's a short version of the University of Kentucky. They love their basketball. We have great support at University Heights Academy. We have the Flynn family and many others throughout the not only just University Heights Academy, Hopkinsville, but throughout the state that support our program and our teams and our school.
And I think the community shows a lot of support too. I think we around here, like this area, not even just UHA, but Christian County as a whole, shows a lot of support. I think that's what kind of separates this district right here from a lot of other ones. And that's why kind of anything could happen during those district games, because the atmosphere in the gym is just crazy. Everybody comes out to support it. It's sold out. It's loud. It's crazy. Anything could happen.
Oh yeah, those are the best games. I want to ask this for UHA. Do you guys have any? I know here at Evans County, big rivalry with Grayson County, Bowling Green. Central doesn't get along with Bowling Green, things like that. You guys have any rival teams that, when you go into those games, you want to beat them? You guys have any rivalries you have developed?
I would say Madisonville, for sure. Like in the past recent years, and even back to the when around 2019 when we had Kiki Tandy, I would say Madisonville, Lyon County, definitely in the past couple of years, and those district games too. Christian County and Hopkinsville will always be some rivals.
Well, as far as the coach, I believe everybody brings their A game. University Heights Academy. I don't know if they call it the establishment, the reputation we have. It seems like everybody plays their best game against us, but that's okay. That's what we want. We feel like that competition will help us in the postseason, and what we have to do is just kind of be patient. But yet our goal each day is to improve and get better. And, we mentioned earlier, kind of shifted gears on you a little bit. We talked about Elijah, have his offers and things of that nature. The landscape of college basketball as well as high school basketball has changed over the several years. And the transfer portal has a lot to do with that. And what I mean by that is, a lot of colleges are looking at the transfer portal. And what that does, that eliminates, it kind of cuts off, so to speak, the high school seniors. And if it doesn't cut them off, it delays the recruiting. It's going to be in April, May. It pushes things back to July to August, and so that's just the way it is, the way the landscape is, and people are still adjusting to it. So, with that being said, I have my opinion about it, but I do think it prolongs of the opportunity for high school seniors and juniors to get offers.
Coach, speak on the second region a little bit. You got to be involved with it for a while now. Speak on it a little bit.
About the second region?
Yes, speak about the second region.
Well, second region, as you know, Lyon County certainly has come out there the last couple of years. The second region, the 8th district with Hopkinsville, Christian County, and University Heights Academy, and then Heritage, Fort Campbell. Then you have Madisonville, you have Henderson County. I'm telling you, it's tough. It's tough getting out of here. Where you have Hopkins County Central now, that will certainly be better, do a good job as well. And then there's Caldwell County. They have the Wilson kid down in Caldwell County. I'm telling you, it's tough. I mean, if you make it to the regional tournament here, you've done something. Then if you ever get out of the region here with these guys, it's something to be said. So you have to be on your A game every day. That's why practice is so important. You can't take a day off. You can't take a possession off in the second region, because once you get out of our district and you get into the regional tournament, anything can happen. You and I both know you've been to the state tournament. Anything can happen in the state tournament. We see that year after year after year after year. But once you get there, it seems like everybody elevates their game. And so, the second region is tough. It's a very competitive, a lot of support. Our regional tournament games, I mean, they get sold out. And people love their basketball here in the second region.
Elijah, I want to ask you some questions about kind of go back to last season. Speak on some games, that you've had in your high school career that really stand out to you, some of your best games like that, so we can get more of an understanding on your talent.
I would say that district championship game and the game against Valor Memorial were two standout games I had. And those games in the Tarkanian Classic too, the district championship game, I think I ended 20 points. But as far as the impact it had on the season, that's when I really took a turn for the better as far as my role on the team and accepting my role on the team. That game, we didn't need much scoring. Like defense was big that game. And that's where I really stepped up big on defense as far as rebounding and kind of doing dirty work on the team while still contributing to the points and stuff too.
Coach, I'll ask you this because you looked at a lot. You said he's 6'5", 6'6", a wing. You say he battles, he makes hustle plays. How good of a defender is he?
Well, I'm glad Elijah brought that up. And to me, that just demonstrates to me his basketball IQ. Then the district tournament, he didn't have a lot of points, but he altered so many shots. He also grabbed a lot of rebounds. He also tipped a lot of rebounds to our players. And his defense is, we talk about defense, bellying it up, slipping the screens, hedging on the screens, checking the cutters, contesting the shot, all those little things that coaches try to teach our kids. Elijah does that. But with his length and his athletic ability and his vertical, he makes a difference. He alters a lot of shots. Even he blocks a lot of shots. He also, because of his length and his height, he's able to alter a lot of shots. And that makes a difference, having that person come in there and do those things. And his defense, especially as he talked about, just referred to, it seemed like he turned the corner a little bit on the defensive end, which elevated his game.
Coach, I want to ask you this because I'm really glad we've got to get you on here. I want to talk about some of your history a little bit too. Does this team that you have now going into this season, does it remind you of any former teams you've ever had in the past?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I always compare my teams to the ones I've had in the past. And, I've had some good teams in the past, great players. Hopkinsville High School, we had – we were 33-3, I believe. Went to the Final Four of the state tournament. Curtis Pulley, Rontrell Braxton, Josh Artis, Keon Grant. I mean, we had Lartavius Bank. We had some good players, and last year we had a kid by the name of Quentin Corals, and he reminded me of Lartavius Banks, because he was kind of a stocky, he was kind of a point guard. But this year, our team is very versatile. We have 3 kids that are left-handed. Last year I had 4. This team I have now seems like it's quicker than the team I had in Hopkinsville 2003. I'm anxious to see the pace of the game. Last year, I felt like sometimes we just had one pace. We're just wide open. I think this year the team has the pace of my now, I don't want to compare them to my 2003 team because it's too early, but I think the pace is a little bit more, I guess, patient a little bit, more execution. I noticed that this summer they have a slower pace, but it's a good pace. It's a good thing. You got to play according to the players that you have. Last year, we were a quick team. We had two guards that puts the ball down the floor. But this team with Elijah's IQ, and Tylen, and Keyshawn, the other guy that we have, they have a slower pace, but I think it's a better pace for this group of kids, this group of young men, and we certainly know that we at the half court we got to execute a lot. We got to have I even saw this last week. We got to somehow I've got to do something to get Elijah more touches. He needs more touches because he can do so much with the basketball, put the ball on the floor. He loves to pass the ball. One good thing about good players, if you notice, Joseph, they like to highlight film of dunking and scoring and all that, but good players like to highlight film when they pass the ball and make a great pass. And that's the difference in Elijah and some other players that we've had. But just going back to your question, I really had that, we have such a young team. I really don't know how they compare, to the team I had in the past. But I do know I like the pace that they displayed this summer.
That's awesome. So we speak on the second region a little bit, but I want to ask you this. You get to know some of the teams a little better than me. Do you think you guys really have that shot to win the second region this year and go on to state again?
Well, I think last year, to answer your question, last year Lyon County obviously went to state. They were head and shoulders above everybody else. But I think this year is a little bit more even. I think you can't forget about, obviously, Christian County, Hopkinsville. Of course, you can't forget about the Dawson Springs and the Heritage Christian, but also Henderson County and, Lyon County, even though they lost the big three, they still got the guys coming back. They also have some state tournament experience. So that makes a difference as well. So you still got Madisonville, Henderson, Lyon County, us. Do I think we have a shot? Sure, I do. I thought we had a shot last year. We just weigh the ball down sometimes. But yeah, I think we're missing a piece, but maybe, some will mature a lot between now and then. But I really like our chances this year with Elijah, him being the senior, some guys coming in and just getting guys committed and having the same vision that Elijah, some of the younger guys have. We get everybody on the same page and focus in. I do like my chances.
Yeah. Elijah, speak about that as well. You know this team a lot better than a lot of those because you're with them all the time. Speak on this team. You think you guys can really compete this year in the second region?
Definitely. I actually like our chances a little bit more than last year. I think I think every team is pretty even, and I like our chances as far as with the players we have. I mean, I trust in Tylen's ability and Keyshawn. We have a new player, very great pickup, and me, I mean, I feel like with us three and then some of our role players we have, we can definitely win the region.
Yeah. I want to get more familiar with your game still, Elijah. Speak on some of the best players you got to guard, play against, play in these tournaments with, some of the guys on AAU, things like that.
Just recently, like I think late May, I just played against EJ Walker. He was really good, a tough player. I've been to different camps. I've played against all the top players in the country you can think of. I've probably played against them in the state. On the Adidas circuit, I've been exposed to all of these different players, and I've been to different camps my entire life. So I've been playing against these top players my whole life.
Yeah. So obviously a big thing about this episode was obviously letting more people know about Elijah, his recruiting process, things like that, getting to know him more. Also wanted to let a lot of people know about University Heights because, like I said, where we cover, it's not as talked about as much second region, first region, and I want to get more involved with those people out there, players, things like that, schools. Coach, if there's anything you can tell those in the third and fourth region, how this university, well, even throughout the state, eastern side, central, coaches, players, how is this University Heights team going to play? How do y'all play together? And what can we expect from this team?
Well, first of all, I think we put a good product on the floor. That's so important, because your reputation and the product you put on the floor. I'm talking about good sportsmanship. That they're competitors. I always tell my people, or tell players, tell my younger coaches that I mentor, you don't want to put the fire out, but you want to contain it, and that's one thing that we certainly want to try to do with our players. But University Heights Academy, I think they have a reputation. We'll continue that that tradition. University Heights Academy is one of those teams that with our tradition and the players we have and the players that are coming up, I really think we're a team that you're going to hear more about, more of. I do feel like that, as we begin to play and establish that, and I'm back into it after being out, several years and making those reconnected to some of those network. I believe we'll get an opportunity to play in some tournaments. Hopefully, the King of Bluegrass, Electric Christian, the Central Bank Classic, some of those in the future. We got a lot of players that I really feel like that people in the state, not only our high school team, but our college teams, Murray, Eastern, Western, UK. We got some players at University Heights Academy. These schools really need to look at. They're getting overshadowed because we're not getting a lot of attention. But I believe University Heights is continues tradition. We're up and coming. And I tell a lot of people that I talk to, some of my coaches, we're coming. And so we sort of want to continue to promote our school, advocate for our school, our program, and continue the success that we've had and build off of that.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm obviously really glad to cover more over there, and I'm glad you speak on that. You were talking about space and the way you guys play at your pace and all that. How is this team going to play, a little bit like that? You guys run the floor, pace at it. Talk about some of the individual guys, how they play like that, because I'm wanting to get everybody on this team, get their name mentioned, everybody know a little bit about them.
Yeah, we will get up and down the floor, Joseph. We get up and down the floor with Elijah, he's 6'5", 6'6", that can run the floor. When he gets the rebound, he can take it off the glass and dribble it, and he showed highlights of that. I wish I had on my phone. He went behind the back, between his legs, spin moves, and he dunked. Those type things, just very athletic.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get up and down the floor, but yet I believe at the half court, and you and I both know, when you get to the state tournament, you got to be able to execute at the half court because everybody's athletic. They get up and down the floor through the season. But during the state tournament, you got to be able to execute. You got to be able to have a 1 second play, a 2 second play, shot clock, all time on the clock, recognize and all that. But we spoke about Elijah. We know what he brings to the table. We have a young man, Tyler George. I think he's getting overlooked. He just turned 15, going to be a junior. I feel like you say what you want to. I think he's one of the best juniors in the state. And also I have a guard coming in, Keyshawn Moore. I think those two guys are the best combo to 1-2 guards. Two guards in the state. But everybody has their opinion. But like I said, if anybody want to play, we're willing to play one. Elijah, we'll play anybody. But I have those two guys that. Along with Elijah, that can play. Frank Pollard, he's stepping up this summer. He's about a 6'3", post guy, 6'4", but he's real strong, really physical. Gets them down the floor. He showed some shooting exhibition this summer. Catch the ball at the high post, turning and squaring, and shooting. And sometimes he just put the ball on the floor and score. Trey Bell, he's coming back from an ACL. And he played well this summer when he played with us when he could. We're looking for a lot of great things out of him. But anyway, with all that being said, then I have some younger guys. I have F.J. Thomas, who's going to be a freshman, left-handed, very athletic. Matt Flynn, he's coming into his own. Then Cody Roberts is about 6'2", a freshman. He for a big guy, for his young, he shoots the ball well. Then I have an 8th grader in Nash McAfee. He reminds me a little bit of his height, the way he played, like Travis Ford. I don't know if you remember Travis Ford back in the day. He reminded me of him a lot. He had that work ethic. So we feel like that we have some guys coming in that are going to step up. You lose the 5 seniors, Joseph, is you can't coach experience. Yeah. But I think with these guys playing AAU, and they continue to play together and mesh. And Elijah just brought it out. He's already picked it up in the last week that him and Tyler and Keyshawn, those 3 guys, they can score. Elijah's left-handed, Keyshawn's left-handed. And it makes a difference. I don't people don't understand that being left-handed, you kind of go the wrong way every time. So, yeah. But those guys, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be exciting. I do feel like Elijah obviously is out there, and Tyler George and Keyshawn Moore, those guys coming along. I think, and Frank Pollard, I'm telling you, Frank Pollard is a workhorse. He's one of those guys that does the dirty work, boxes out. down on the floor. He does little things of that nature that, you don't get a lot of, it's not on a stat sheet, but it's those things that make a difference in the game.
100%, Coach. And I'm really excited about this team. We got to learn about it. I think it's going to be fun. Elijah, I want to ask you this, one of my final questions. If there's anything you would like to tell any coaches, people watching, wanting to get more familiar with you, what's some things you would like to tell them now and kind of lead us off with?
Very athletic, very unselfish, willing to work, and very coachable for sure.
Perfect. That's perfect way to end it off. And I want to ask you this too. I like to ask every coach and player this because it's something that everyone can use. Elijah, give me some advice you would give to a high school basketball player, maybe on junior varsity, a younger kid growing up. What's some advice you would give to them in their high school career for basketball?
I would say be coachable and learn to accept your role early.
That's perfect. Coach, I'll ask you the same thing. What is some advice you would give to a younger athlete? And I also want to ask you the second part question. I would ask Elijah this, but what's some advice you would give to a younger man going into the coaching realm?
Well, I tell you, when I played at Lindsey Wilson College, Mark Wise, he does a lot of he was my college coach, and he does a lot of SEC network. And also, his wife, Mary Wise, is a volleyball coach from the University of Florida and won the national championship. And the one thing that he taught me, I try to live by it. I tell my players, do what you're supposed to, when you're supposed to, the best you can.
Yeah.
So I believe if we can do that on a daily basis, I really think that's a model that we certainly can go by. As far as younger coaches, just stay committed. The game has changed. I mentioned the landscape earlier. Know your players, build a relationship with them. Let them know that you love them. Let them know that you're telling things for their own good. The players have changed in the last 5 or 6 years, because of social media, athletic ability. Just continue to work hard. Every player is different. You may be able to talk to one player in a different tone than you want another player, but you got to know your players. You got to know what their strengths are. You also got to know where their weaknesses are to protect them in those late game situations. So there's a lot of psychological. I remember going to Rick Pitino's camp, and he would say, coaching is 85% psychological and 15% extra. There's a lot of truth to that, But anyway, with that being said, that's the advice that I give a young coach. Just work hard, have a good character, be upstanding, and let your players know that you love them, and they'll work hard for you.
Yes, and ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kind of wind off now. I want to thank y'all for this time, obviously, coming here and talking to me, getting the people more familiar with university, getting people more familiar with Elijah Walton. Elijah, you are a 2025 wing. Really talented player. He just got his first offer from Lindsey Wilson. He talked about a little bit throughout this episode on what coaches should look for in him, what he brings to the table. Coaches talk about how he's a good athlete, good player, good person. He puts in work and practice. So Elijah Walton is a guy I would keep on my radar. Coach Hayes, I want to thank you for coming on here and talking, telling us about UHA, what to expect from this team, kind of giving more exposure towards your guys' side of the state and your team. I can't wait to watch y'all this year. I can't wait to see what y'all do in Region 2. The way you talk about this team, they sound like they'll be fun, be able to compete. Is there anything that you two guys would like to leave it off before we get off of here?
Elijah?
You got anything?
Yeah, we appreciate the opportunity, Joseph. We appreciate you covering University Heights Academy. We certainly want to get out there as much as we can. Yeah. And we do have good people in our community, in our school. It's a great place to be. And as we always say at the end of the day, it's a great day to be a Blazer.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I want to always say you guys are welcome back anytime in the future. I can't wait for what this season holds for you guys. God bless everyone that watched, and